All right, guys, I hope you can see this house behind me. Beautiful house here in Shelby Township. This is a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath home that could potentially become a 4th bedroom with a walk-out basement. Yes, you heard it, a walk-out basement. And this house, I'll tell you the price close to the end of the video. I cannot wait to show you this, guys. Let's go. Right here, just so the wind doesn't just keep blowing at my phone. But this is a Sunday, right? So I got my white shirt on. I just came back from a family event. But I wanted to show you guys this house. If you guys are looking to buy or sell anywhere in the Macomb, Oakland, or Wayne County area, my information is in the description below, as well as pinned to the top of the comment section. And I'm not lying to you. There may have been some potential buyers that were just strolling through the area. Hopefully we can work together, but I love being able to connect with you guys. So my information is below, but let's get into the video. I know you're done with me talking, all right? All right, so first things first, this is in Cedar Grove subdivision, 25 Mile. And one thing I love about this, I love the brown, so I like all the stone that I see here. I'm gonna back out just a little bit. You guys can see everything. Landscaping looks really nice. Love the simple landscaping. Got your one big tree in the corner. It's a nice 2-car garage. And this is a long driveway, so this is always a plus whenever I'm looking at a house. And you're on a corner lot, so you're gonna get a little bit more space than you would with the other houses here. There's all your land on this side. Again, my favorite part about this is the walk-out basement. It's beautiful. All right, let's take a look inside. So first things first, nice black door, gold handles. This is a normal size door. I say normal because a lot of builders are doing 8-foot doors now, which I think are really, really cool. Give you guys a full view of this. Awesome. So first things first, coming straight through, right in the door view. I love the floors. And then we get to look here. They have a nice, huge light fixture. Love the heightened ceilings. Those things look really nice. Makes this whole foyer feel huge. To the left, we have our study room. This can actually become a bedroom. We'll see that here in a second. Let's walk towards the kitchen. Quick preview, and then we'll walk back to that study room. There's our powder room there. There's your master or your primary bedroom right there in your split level house, which just a little thing, I don't know if you guys care or not, but I always notice that when there's a split level house, it's usually behind the great room. I think that makes it where they can give you a lot of space. There's your kitchen with the pantry. And this is 2,300 square feet. So again, let's see how the builder used the space here of the 2,300 square feet. Look at the ceilings there. I always love that added touch to it. And the tiled fireplace. And this is outside. So this does have a walkout basement. So again, this is a 2nd story deck, which I think always just adds to the house. When you look at the back of a house that has a walkout basement, it just looks massive, and I love it. All right, so let's go back here. Let's take a look at this study room that could potentially become a 4th bedroom. And I've said it on a few other videos, and some of my subscribers have also kind of reached out and said 3 bedrooms, like what's going on with that? But we're seeing a lot of builders put closets inside of the room, because now this can be a 4th bedroom if you would like it to be. All right, so there's a few things that you need to make something a legal bedroom. 1, you need a closet. 2, they have to be 7-foot ceilings. 3, you have to have a window. Once you have your window and all that stuff, now this can be a potential 4th bedroom. So if you're thinking about these houses, or you're walking through these homes and you're seeing 3 bedrooms, see if they've added a closet onto this room. That's potentially a 4th bedroom. So a nice study room. Love that accent wall. Double entry doorway. If you're a subscriber at this point, you already know how I feel about double doors. It's my absolute favorite. French doors are just the sweetest way to come through a room, right? I must have watched too many movies or something with double doors. It's just a thing of mine. But yeah, this is a nice entryway here. There's your small bridge, kind of a covered bridge, but you do have it here. Let's take a look at the powder room. So it's missing a mirror, but we're gonna look past that. And I have no complaints of the size of this powder room. I definitely would say it's a nice size, normal size there. I do like the cabinet choices. I mean, the cabinets kind of flow with the floor. So everything kind of seems seamless, and the gold fixtures are a theme throughout this house. All right, so before we take a look at the master bedroom, let's take a look at the great room and the kitchen, because we all know that the kitchen is the most important part of the house. And like I said, my wife would definitely let me know whether we're gonna buy the house based on the kitchen. So there's no point in going to see everything else. And I love the basement, I love the floors, I love this, but she hates the kitchen. It's time to get out of the house, man. Beautiful. All right, let's take a look at the kitchen. Wanted to show you guys everything. So those do not open. I love the covered vent. I love how everything, again, feels just seamless. It all feels, you know, coordinated, you know. I love when that vent is covered and they put some molding at the top of the cabinets, the crown molding. All of that makes this look finished. And this is the type of things that I like to pay attention to. Got your two-tone cabinets. Let me know what you guys would rate this kitchen here from a 1 to 5 based on it being a 2,300 square foot home. All right, so let's see what you guys say in the comments. I've seen on other videos, some people will say, this is a 2, Jay. And some that say, hey, this is amazing. I love just being able to hear what you guys think, what you guys would want. So if you do rate it like a 2 or a 3, add what would make it a 5, right? What would be that one thing to make it a 5? Is it more cabinets? Is it taking the sink out of the island, or is it adding a window? Like, what would make it a 5? All right, let's do something different on this video. Like the gold fixtures, Those are pretty nice. Everything's kind of flowing here. Let's take a look at some of the cabinets and see how the cabinet spaces are. Let's open that up here. So these are your normal size cabinets, right? So they're not oversized. So these are normal size cabinets, but I think you would have enough for pots, pans, you know, and silverware and all that. You got enough here. Soft closing cabinets. Awesome. There's your microwave built-in stove. There's your one where you'll put a lot of pots in right there. So I do like this kitchen. This is a nice, spacious kitchen. What do you guys feel about the sinks that are in the island? I've heard so many mixed responses of people who love them, and then other people that just say, no, I like my sink, you know, kind of like a standalone sink by the window. Like, what do you guys think? I don't mind it at all, because usually an island is just kind of blank space. So I like that you can kind of make it a little useful. And you can fit about, man, probably about 4 to 5 chairs here. Some people just do not like the sink in the middle of the island, so. All right, there's our full view of the kitchen. Let's take a look at the pantry. Oh yeah, a lot of cubby areas, a lot of storage areas to put those Skittles and breakfast bars and all the stuff we don't need. It's enough space for all of that in there. There's always space for things that aren't good for us and junk, right? We can always make space for that. All right, there's your eating area. Let's take a look at the great room and then the eating area. Or maybe, you know what? Since we're talking about the kitchen, let's finish the kitchen, then go to great room. So this is enough for a nice long table. Still can fit a nice long table here, put some benches on it. Got some natural light coming in right here, right there, and then your big sliding glass door, so that's nice. And then also here at the very top, I love to point these out. You know, you kind of got your tray ceilings, or they might call them pan ceilings. Just always adds to the character of a home. I love these windows too. I'll show you what I mean by this. Hopefully I don't get you guys too dizzy. But I love this right here. So this is how you unlock your windows. That is pretty cool. Oops, push it all the way up. Look at that. Nice way to bring in some fresh air right there. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here at the great room area. I'm gonna close this. What do you guys think about the great room? Is it big enough? Think it needs to be a little bit bigger? There's your beams in the ceiling. And again, I'll talk about the price at the end, towards the end of the video. I just want to know what you guys think about this. Again, this is in Shelby Township. Love Shelby Township, Utica Community Schools. there's still opportunity for some new builds in Shelby Township. So let's walk through our primary bedroom. And the first thing I notice when I walk in here, of course, are gonna be your big ceilings, this nice light fixture, recessed lighting. This does have a walk-through closet, walk-in closet, if that's the name of it. Let me let you guys see just the primary bedroom really quick. Get your thoughts on that. So let's go ahead and take a look here. What do you guys think of the primary bathroom? Here's your double vanity. And then right over here, we've got your nice soaker tub and your walk-in shower. I love the 3 windows right above the tub, so I love those windows. So I like the choice of those things that the builder's done. And there's your walk-through closet there. And I do like that they did not do the water closet on this one. So I like that they didn't give you, the toilet inside the room on this one. I have mixed feelings about them, right? I don't hate them, but sometimes I feel like you don't need them. And I guess I'm just a little bit old school then, because I'm so used to just having a regular toilet just sitting in the middle of the floor. I don't mind them, but I like how they didn't put the water closet on here, which probably gave you more space for your walk-in closet or, walk-through closet. So let's take a look, man. Let's see. Soaker tub. I like the gold fixtures, right? I'm a big fan of how, whether they use in black, whether they use gold, and how they use them. Being an investor myself, I flip houses, so I kind of just appreciate all the finishes and things like that. So I look to see if the builder actually takes pride in the finishes, or did they just kind of slap this together, which they definitely take pride in this build, I can tell. I like the backsplash they've chosen. And then just walks right in. Let's walk right in here, your walk-in shower. And they've tiled it all the way up to the very top. Just small details I like to try to pay attention to. That takes a lot of work. If you've ever watched someone do tile work, for them to tile this thing all the way up there, it's a lot of work. A lot of measuring, a lot of cutting. Awesome. So there you go. Probably would be a bad idea to put a waterfall shower right here. If it were me, I'll lose the light and then get the waterfall shower, but I know that probably requires a little bit more plumbing. Nice sized walk-in closet for sure. And I got an idea for you guys. I want to see if you guys like it or not. It's regarding the door. So there There's your closet. So, you know, kind of built out, you know, enough to do something with it. But I do like that the builder's done this, right? Again, I mentioned this in a previous video, the door. Some builders, if you ever notice, if you walk through a house with a realtor, watch how the builder places their doors on the laundry room and your walk-in closet. Because sometimes they'll do this and they'll have, say, another, you know, say shelf behind it, and then you can't get to anything back there. So a lot of times I think it makes sense to take the door off and maybe add a sliding door, which looks like you could possibly do it on this one, right? Just do a sliding door. For this one, yeah, that's what I would do. I would just take that door off, add a sliding door right there. And then that way you can walk straight into your closet and use the space that's behind here. Because if it's my wife, she can fill that up with a few things. And probably Lululemon or something from Target, to be specific. Like it would take no time at all for her to fill that up. But that space could be used for sure. But just thought, you know, just to take a look at how the builder uses that door. All right, so let's take a look at the other two bedrooms that are upstairs, then the bathroom, I'm sorry, the basement. Actually, let's finish the first floor, sorry about that. Let's finish the first floor. Sometimes I just go through these houses and sometimes I almost forget a room. So laundry room here on this level. No complaints here on the laundry room. All right, there's your door here again on the laundry room. So you see what I mean by the door, sometimes you fight with it. So now it's, you know, maybe not a big deal to some, but you know, now you kind of got to fight with that door. You know, if you wanted to open this one, now you're fighting with that door. Instead, you could take it off and maybe add one of the ones that are on the track at the very top, you know. Just want to be honest and see that, but definitely more than enough space right here. I mean, you have your cabinet space, which I don't know what you would even put in here, because you have cabinets right above your washer and dryer. So can't complain about that. Can't complain about more space. I know my wife would not mind it at all. But yeah, you got your cabinets right above your washer and dryer. These are nice big cabinets too. Awesome. Just take one last look at the laundry room before we take a look at the garage. All right, this is your standard 2-car garage. And I am a car guy myself, so I always like to see, okay, is this a true 2-car garage, or is it 2.5? And this is gonna be your true 2-car garage. So you're gonna literally fit maybe one car in here, straight here, one car there. Depending how you park, there is a method to the parking here. Oh yes, there is a method to one car parking backwards and one car parking forward. And getting a little walkway in there. This is a true 2-car garage though. So you'll probably have, maybe if you want to do a bike rack, you may be able to do it on one of the sides there. All right, so that covers the first floor. Let's take a look at the 2 bedrooms. Actually, let's take a look outside real quick. Outside is a must. When I go downstairs, I'll show you guys the full view of the back. But right now, I mean, this one's a little bit smaller of a deck, but I think they're giving you the idea. You know, if you look at your neighbor's deck, you know, you can see that theirs is bigger. So I think they're just giving you the idea of what you can do with your deck, at least giving you something, because this does cost a lot of money. But, you know, if you see that's actually a new build right over there, straight ahead. So you can see theirs kind of stretches down, they got stairs. So just an idea. There's your walkout basement right there. But I do like that pond. Anytime you can be by some water, it's peaceful, even if it's this right here. I mean, that's a peaceful thing to have when you walk outside. You know, not every place has water. So when the subdivision gives you that, you got to appreciate it. Backyard, I would say that you do have a backyard. It kind of slopes down right here. You can't really see it, but right, let me bring it out a little bit. So like right there, it kind of slopes down. But if you're a kid, that's probably the best thing. They can make a game out of that thing sloping down, all right? I know if I were a kid, football would be very fun going down that. But I would say you have a decent sized backyard, right? I wouldn't say super big, but you do have something you can do something with. You know, you do have that down there below as well. So we'll take a look at that once we see the 2 bedrooms. One final look at that outside patio. So again, if you guys are looking to move anywhere in the Macomb, Oakland, or Wayne County area, my information is in the description below and also pinned to the top of the comment section. There's a form there, fill that out, and I would love to be able to kind of find out more about what you're looking for. All right, there's your foyer area. So you do have a small little loft area. Not very much to do with it if you wanted to decorate, but you do have a little small little area you can decorate. All right. So let's take a look at this bedroom right here. Nice size bedroom. Let's take a look at one of these closets here. One of my subscribers, they said, "Hey Jay, you gotta start opening up the closets. We want to see the closets." And I said, I gotta apologize. Sometimes I just don't think about it. So I do appreciate the feedback you guys give through the video. So this is a nice size for sure. You can do a lot with that. At least I could. Let's take a look at the other bedroom. This is the bathroom that you're gonna share. So normal size bathroom. Nothing to complain about here. All right, let's take a look at this bedroom. Same size. Yeah, it's identical as the other one. So this house is about $670,000. So if you stayed around this long and you were thinking, hey, how much does this thing cost? This is about $670,000 here in Shelby Township, brand new build. And the best part is what I'm gonna show you right now. There's your linen closet, which is going to be the basement. And one thing that I love, and if you've been on this channel this long, you know that I'm a big basement guy. I love garages. But one thing I love better than just a regular basement is a walkout. A walkout basement is just one of the best things I can see. And the thing about it is I've seen a lot of houses that are $900,000, even $1 million, and they don't have walkout basements. And that is kind of my biggest complaint. You know, a few years ago, if you were above 600,000, you know, walkout basement was kind of given. You know, now you're seeing $900,000 houses and they don't even have a walkout basement. You know, they do have the same thing here, which are the 9-foot ceilings. That is a common theme that I see through a lot of new builders. But come on, you know, if you're gonna spend over $600,000 and $700,000, maybe everybody doesn't like a walkout basement, but I feel like that should be kind of a thing, you know? And it's not. I love the windows that they've chosen down here. Again, if you wanted to make this another entertainment area, just like you did upstairs, you got natural light coming in here. That would make this feel amazing. I personally, and again, I want to know what you guys would use with this basement. I've had one subscriber who said he was a shoe fanatic. He's a big shoe person. He loved one basement, and he said I would just showcase all my shoes there and clothes. And it was a huge basement too. But what would you guys do with this basement, right? So you got your 3-bedroom, your 2.5 bath upstairs, 2,300 square feet. You got a nice sized kitchen. You got a nice primary bedroom. What would you do down here? Would you throw another kitchen down here? Would this be another place to eat and serve? Like one of my family members, their basement is just pretty much a kitchen, some tables, and whenever we go to their home, we eat down in the basement, right? It's the Italian side. You always make some great food. We eat in the basement. One thing I love is some Italian food, but I would definitely turn this into entertainment or another kind of dining area. You know, dining, entertainment area. And the reason why is because if I can barbecue outside, you know, I could barbecue outside, have a nice TV somewhere along one of these big walls, probably this wall right here. Right? Have a nice little area. Barbecue outside. Have my kitchen down here. Let me take off my covers and let me show you guys the back. Alright, I want to show you guys everything. So this builder has at least given you the idea of what you can do with your patio instead of just not giving you anything, right? Because if you were to buy this house, I'm sure you can still utilize that patio, the concrete that they have down there. It all can be utilized, and there's the back of that house. All right, so there's your windows. It makes a big difference when you get to see those windows. All that natural light coming inside the basement. Basements are usually dark. Here's your backyard. Awesome. So guys, that is it for this video. I will give you one last look at that basement. Yeah, you finish this basement off, you're definitely going to add some value to it because it will be a finished basement when you put a floor down. So your $675,000 house is probably easily gonna be over $700,000 after that point. So let's take a look upstairs. All right, one last look. First floor. Right, and so that is it for this video. Again, this house is in Shelby Township in Cedar Cove subdivision. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed these home tours and model home tours that are on the channel. So please like, comment, subscribe. If you've stayed this far, I need you to do a couple of things. Number one, you have to like the video. You gotta at least comment and say, hey, I'm here. You know, just say something, let me know that you're there. And then also too, if you're looking to buy or sell anywhere in the Macomb, Oakland County area, that's your family, your friends, anybody that you know that's saying, hey, I'm thinking about buying a house, thinking about selling my house, right? Reach out to me, my information in the description below, as well as pinned to the top of the comment section. There's a link, click on that link, you fill out a form. I get to know more about you and what you're looking for, and also your timeline. And then I'll reach out to you at a later time, all right? So hopefully you enjoy this video. Take a look at the other videos that are on the channel. Oh yes, we've got plenty of home walkthroughs, we've got plenty of city vlogs, plenty of things about just about every city in Macomb and Oakland County, all right? That is it for this video. You guys stay safe, be blessed. See you on the next one.